Well, home alone today. Simon, hello. Oh, we can hear you. We can
Ho,
hear
ho,
you.
ho.
Ho ho ho, Santa Claus.
Yes.
Nice to see you. It's a very busy period for you, I believe. Many
I
gifts.
miss the white beard, but I think I can be a good Santa Claus when I'm older.
Yeah. Okay. So, Simon Staffler, Wineland, Italy, and Red Christmas, guys. Hello. Nice to see you. And we start. Ho, 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 ho. Everything's in red today, Santa.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Very
Beside
well.
my shirt, because it's perfect to have a white shirt when you have a red wine tasting, is because I'm never learning, even after 10 years in the wine business, I'm never learning, but I have a red Santa Christmas.
So, are you going to take it off now, the white
I
shirt?
don't think anyone
That
wants
might
to
be
see that.
something.
I mean, for that, the webinar is definitely too cheap, to be honest.
Okay, guys, let's start. Let's start. Christmas is coming. Be good, and Santa Simon will bring something to you, perhaps. Hello, floor is
Yes.
yours, Simon.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
start.
It's good to be back. Hello to all my friends in Poland. It's good to be back before Christmas to do this amazing masterclass about red Xmas. And we can already start with the first slide because we are going now straight to taste some beautiful red wines. And we start in one of the most beautiful regions of Italy, which is Tuscany. And we start not anywhere in Tuscany, but somewhere very special. And we start in Montalcino with a winery that is making huge progression, in my opinion, in the last years. And we start with a wine that you maybe not drink so many times as you maybe should. We don't taste Brunello di Montalcino today, but we taste the Rosso di Montalcino. We can go to the next slide. You see this beautiful area here, exactly in the heart of Italy, in the southern part of Tuscany. Montalcino is famous for being a very beautiful vintage village, on the hill of 560 meters, and you have these slopes on the side of the hill where around the hillside this Brunello or Sangiovese produced, and also Rosso di Montalcino. But not only, it is a big municipality with over 3,000 hectares of vineyards around it, and it's of course famous for one special grape, which is Sangiovese. And you can make Sangiovese in Montalcino into Brunello di Montalcino, which means it comes to the market only 5 years after aging in the cellar. And you can also make a little brother of Brunello di Montalcino, which is Rosso di Montalcino, which is allowed to go on the market 2 years after releasing. And that is what we're going to taste right now. Please go to the next slide. And this is Patrizia Cencioni's Rosso di Montalcino. It is very good to drink. It is a light-bodied red wine, in my opinion. You can see it also from the color in the glass. I hope you can see it in my camera, but you, of course, have the wine in front of you in your glass. It is 100% Sangiovese, and it's 100% made in stainless steel. The slide is coming back right now. And then after the vinification in stainless steel, has a little aging in Slavonian oak. We're going to taste the wine perfectly in the nose. It has this very typical cherry aroma of the Rosso di Montalcino, of Sangiovese. It's very immediate. It has some herbs, some Mediterranean herbs. If I smell in the glass properly, I have some sage, I have some oregano, and I have also this crunchy cherry notes. We're going to drink and taste it. It's crunchy, it's fresh, and this has a nice acidity. You are a wine professional, my friends in Poland, so you know that Sangiovese has always a good acidity, which means we need most probably some food with Sangiovese, and most certainly it's going to be something with meat or with cheese. But historically speaking, in Tuscany, of course, you eat T-bone steak, you eat very big steaks on the wood fire, on the charcoal grill, barbecue. You can have, of course, T-bone steak, as I already mentioned, but you have also wild boar. I think in Poland there are a lot of wild boars, so this is a wine that goes very well with wild boar or with also very chewy meat because you have the acidity. And so you have a lot of great fun if you have also maybe a rich pasta with some sugo, with a ragu. This is the perfect wine to drink. So if you make maybe your holiday meal with your family, um, you could also have this wine. There's somebody asking if we could have the wine with the duck. You should try it. You should try it if you maybe make the with a duck with the red wine sauce. Maybe if you make it with some, let's put it in a way of maybe oranges or also with some olives, it also works pretty well. Anything that is a little bit fatty, anything that is a little bit greasy, works perfectly with Sangiovese because it has this nice acidity, which is also cleaning our palate. Love the smell. There's somebody saying, I don't hear anything. Is everybody hearing me, or is just one person having trouble with the audio? Piotr, can we check? I can hear well. Okay, yes, everything is fine. Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So if anything has problems, please log out and come back, guys. If there is any technical issue, right? But otherwise, it should work. Very well. No one from Patricia, I believe, here with us. I will help you, perhaps, Santa, to say that this is 8,400 bottles total production, and the price in Italy is unknown. Unfortunately, they didn't give us the price. They are searching for distributor.
Yes, absolutely.
This is very Cencioni is quite a famous name in the area, right? It's not the only one Cencioni family producing.
Yes, that's correct. Also, Capanna is a very well-known and historical winery. I think they are somehow related, but to be honest, right now I don't know on which level. But of course, you're right. Piotr Cencioni is a very famous name in the Montalcino area. So, but have a look out for Patrizia Cencioni. Also, the Brunello di Montalcino is doing very good in small oak barrels. Also, the Brunello, and they're doing great work. Very modern label, and it's a new style from Montalcino. So watch out for them. I really recommend them. Like any wine, of course, this evening. But we can go on. There is somebody from Carlin de Paolo of the next winery. Here we can go on with the slide because we're going from beautiful Tuscany. We're going to beautiful Piemonte. And we are in a very beautiful area. As you can see here, we have this wonderful hillside with the mountains on the back. We are in the Monferrato area. It's a very nice wine. We can show it on the next slide. First, we can see where we are. This is Piemonte. Piemonte is home to Barbera, and it's home to Nebbiolo, and it's home to a lot of wine, also good white wines from Cortese, but also from Arneis. But today we are going to talk, also Moscatos, excuse me, I almost forgot Moscato, but since the topic of today is Red Christmas, we're talking about red wines, and we're talking about the most cultivated grape variety in Piedmont. Yes, Piotr?
Yeah, sorry, Kate, please press the buttons, the two buttons. Now you see the buttons, turn it green, and then you appear. Yeah, it should work. There's Kate. There's a lady from Carlin de Paolo.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm disappearing.
Super. Piotr, if you would go on to the next slide to show the wine, so we can let Kate talk about this wonderful Barbera Cursus Vitae.
No Kate, unfortunately. So once again, Kate, please press the buttons which are supposedly somewhere here. Yeah, two buttons. One is camera, or if you have any difficulties, please type in chat.
Here we are. Super. Hello, Kate.
Hello. Pleased to meet you. Hello.
So, Kate, tell us everything nice about Carlin de Paolo. Beside that, the brothers are pretty cool and pretty crazy.
You said it, yes. They're pretty cool and they're pretty crazy, yes. The wine that you've chosen today, the Barbera d'Asti, Cursus Vita, which in Latin means for all those days during your life, so therefore during the course of life, or we would probably say every day, because this for us is our everyday drinking wine, so therefore we start drinking it at 10 o'clock in the morning, at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's a wine that you drink literally from morning till night. As it quite rightly says, it's all in stainless steel. So what we're hoping to get and what we hope you're tasting in the glass is 100% fruit. It's just fruit that's been pressed straight from the vine into the tank and into the bottle. So very fruity, very jammy.
Would you like to tell some anecdote about the boys? I know that they are big DJ and electronic music fans, and they're hosting a festival every year in the Montferrat area with 600 people coming. I mean, that's crazy for a winery.
Well, the idea is everyone keeps saying to us in the wine world that we're no longer being able to communicate with young people. So the whole idea of this is to try to communicate with young people and therefore put wine and young people and music all together.
Yeah.
So we've managed to create fantastic events, which are very, very popular, where we have, of course, our wines with food that Lorenzo, one of the brothers, makes, plus international DJs and international guitarists or saxophonists, and we're quite a lively winery, put it that way. Yes.
I absolutely can confirm what Kate is saying. If you ever want to look it up on Instagram, Carlin de Paolo, you will see the videos. And if you ever go to Piedmont, please go step by also at Corzano in the Asti area, because the brothers have a wonderful kitchen. Also, the one of the brothers is cooking amazingly well, and they do great wine. So please come to Piedmont and visit Carlin de Paolo.
So somebody's asking, when is the festival? So literally, it's a summer festival because we open up our Dior, our patio outside, which is on the bottom of the vineyards. So therefore, you're looking onto the vineyards, and there's 2 events every month for 3 months. So therefore, two events in June, 2 events in July, and 2 events in August. Every 15 days, more or less, every 2 weeks.
So Adam is asking, how long was maturation done in that wine? Do you use natural yeast?
Okay, so we use indigenous yeasts. Yes, we use natural yeast, and maturation is 8 to 10 days.
Super nice. I really love the wine. It's very, very crunchy, very fruity. You know, my friends in Poland, you have to know Barbera is very fruity wine. You can produce also a lot of alcohol, but not in this case. It has naturally not such a high acidity as, for example, the Sangiovese we were tasting before. But this wine is very lovely, very crunchy. And as Kate was saying, it's it's an everyday drinking wine. Also with the screw cup, it's accessible, it's funny, and it makes a lot of fun. So also during the holidays, if you have a meeting with friends after the family dinner, why not have a bottle of Barbera d'Asti and be happy?
Exactly. We are Barbera d'Asti makers, because obviously the area that we come from is a Barbera d'Asti making area, and we make 5 different Barberas. But this is the easy drinking entry level Barbera for every day, and that's why it's called Cursus Vita. Because then, of course, we have other ones which we age for 2 years, other ones which we age for 18 months. But this is the everyday fruity, no wood Barbera d'Asti.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kate. Back to Piotr with the information about the market. Thank you so much for being with us, and say hi to the boys.
Okay.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Kate, very much. We found Sylvia from Patrizia Cencioni. So we come back to you, Sylvia. Please be ready. The buttons are here. We have to ask you about the price, of course.
Of course.
At least. Yeah. And now the Cursus Vitae Barbera d'Asti. This is 30,000 bottles. Well, Kate is no longer here, but I think she confirms. And the retail price in Italy is 10 euro.
Yes, so I confirm it's 30,000 bottles. It's the wine that we make the most of. As I say, it's one of the wines that we sell also the most of. And yes, if you come to our winery and buy it directly in our winery, the price is 10 euros.
Of course, yeah. Thank you very much. This is not typical name for the region, right? Or
What?
I mean, your name.
Ah, my name? No, I'm Scottish.
You're Scottish.
Yes.
Oh, very well. Because you know, Simon Staffler, he's Italian.
Exactly.
Hey, it could be vice versa,
It's a
but
big country.
today it's not.
Very well. Thank you very much, Kate. And Sylvia.
I'll answer the last question because somebody said, what food pairing would you suggest? Well, seeing as this is an everyday wine, it goes with pasta, pizza, salami sandwich, a ham sandwich, a chicken sandwich, anything easy. It goes with everything.
Makes fun.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Kate, you're the
Bye.
first Scottish I perfectly understand, you know, by speaking. So, well, it was Sean Connery always.
Yes,
also.
of course. Of course.
Thank you. Thank you. Sylvia,
Thank you.
if you are here, if you want to join us, Sylvia, from Patrizia Cencioni.
Press the camera.
Yeah, press camera, press micro, and join us, please. We're sorry we missed you. No, but anytime you want to come back, you feel free. Okay. So now is the next
We are
wine.
staying in the region. We are staying in the region. We have a beautiful picture of the vineyards of Forte Masso, which is a beautiful winery situated in the Alba, in the area of Alba, which is also the area where the king of wines comes from, Barbaresco, and of course Barolo in this case. And we have a wonderful Barbera d'Alba with in the glass tonight. We have a Barbera d'Alba.
Oh, sorry.
We have now Sylvia.
Sylvia is back. Hello, Sylvia is now.
Hi.
Hi. We're terribly sorry for that. So could you tell us the price, the retail price of Patrizia Cencioni?
Well, I can tell you about the sales price, the direct price in the winery. It is around 20 euro. So it's a super accessible price. It's a wine very representative about the area. Also, you know, the Brunello is very representative, but Rosso di Montalcino, I think, is the best way to starting to enjoy the real Sangiovese. So, I mean, when you're starting to approach to the Sangiovese 100%, I think that the Rosso di Montalcino is the best way to, could be the best way to starting to drink Sangiovese. Of course, it's younger than the Brunello, but it's more approachable, and it goes very well with a lot of food. So, you know, it's a very easy wine, but at the same time very tasty, and it's always a good idea because it's more versatile if we compare it with the Brunello di Montalcino, because we can just open the bottle and starting to drink it with friend, or maybe while we are cooking, waiting to enjoy a bottle of Brunello, we can start with the Rosso di Montalcino.
Perfect. Thank you much, Sylvia. We have to move on.
Yes, of course.
You know, this is limited time, but thank you very much.
Yes,
and
thank you.
Once again, sorry. And coming back to you, Simon, because this is, we have to speed up.
Yes, as I said, this is the wonderful vineyard of Castelletto of Forte Masso, which is a Nebbiolo planted vineyard, but we are tasting the Barbera d'Alba today, and we have, I think, Annalisa with us, who is going to tell us about a little bit of Forte Masso. At least I think I saw her before, so maybe I hope I'm right. So basically, we're again in Piemonte area. We're in the southern part of Piedmont, southern of Alba. You may know Alba because of one very famous chocolate producer, which is called Ferrero. If you like Nutella, you know Ferrero, of course. And but the area we are talking about is a very beautiful area. It's the UNESCO World Heritage area, which is called the Langhe, and this is also where Forte Masso has its winery. And I think we have Annalisa with us. I hope so.
Actually, Annalisa was here, and now she disappeared.
Yeah.
So Annalisa, please be back or write us in chat.
Okay. Otherwise,
anyway,
I would move on. This is the Barbera d'Alba. The first Barbera we tasted of Carlin de Paolo was 23 vintage. This is a 22 vintage, and it comes from heavier soils, and it's also vinified in stainless steel, but it has a 12 months of aging in barrique and then 6 months in the bottle. And you can also see it from the color. It's more purple, it's darker, and also on the nose it has this very wonderful dark fruit, these small dark berries, very also perfumed, like violets, like flowers. I love the smell. Also some mint. Very rich wine, but also good acidity. Very good acidity. Very complex, but very harmonic. It's a good wine. It's a great wine because it's very versatile. It's very accessible. It's very approachable, but it has a bigger structure, for example. So it's an important wine, and you can taste it also on the mouth. You have this complexity on the palate, this pressure, and which makes this wine pretty great. So if you have more important dishes, like maybe some very important cheese or red meat, you can enjoy this wine. But also with some other dishes like good pasta dishes, or also risotto, maybe it works pretty well. But basically, dishes of the Piedmontese tradition. So it also can be vitello tonnato. It can also be, for example, gnocchi with castelmagno, which would be potato gnocchi with cream cheese sauce. So this wine would fit perfectly well. So Piotr, tell us the price. My little elf, where are you? Dashing through the snow, the one-horse open sleigh. Of the fields we go. Where is Piotr with the price? Ha ha ha! Here it comes.
I'm here. I'm here. Sorry,
That's
I
okay.
was trying to find Annalisa, but with no. Well, Barbara D'Alba, this is 20 euro. 20 euro, the retail price, and 8,000 bottles produced. Searching distributor in Poland. If you like this wine, and there are some questions, I believe, or some comments in chat, but I can't see it right now.
There's one in Polish which I unfortunately am not able to speak. So maybe
Sometimes
you can translate.
all the languages, I believe. Well, let me check. I'll be back.
Of course. But we can move on with the next slide because we have the next winery from Piemonte waiting, which is Giuseppe Cortese. And now you have this wonderful picture of Barbaresco, of Rabaia, which is one of the most beautiful vineyards in the whole Piemonte, and one of the most famous one. Giuseppe Cortese is a very historical winery, and it's now in I don't remember which generation, but it's a very traditional winery. And the wine, I have a long relation with this winery, with Gabriele, with the family, and I really enjoy it because they're our family winery. They make excellent Barbaresco. We can move on to the next slide to show where we are. We are still in the UNESCO Heritage area, which is the Lange. We're now in this village of Barbaresco. And we can show the bottle on the next slide. And this is Giuseppe Cortese's Barbaresco, which is 100% Nebbiolo in the grape variety. First we had Barbera, and now we have the other very important grape variety, red grape variety from Piemonte, which is Nebbiolo. And it's vinified 30 days in stainless steel. After that, it ages 18 months in Slavonian oak and a little bit in the bottle. And we have the vintage 2021 in our glass. Piotr, you have something to say?
Yes, Gabriele, you are with us, so press the buttons, please.
Yes.
And I believe Annalisa is back with us, but let's see.
We have Gabriele,
will you manage to join us? Press the two buttons, the camera and the microphone.
Yes.
It should work. Oh, it works.
Yeah.
Hi. Hello.
Good.
Hello.
So hello to everyone.
Hi.
Ciao Gabriele. Tell us everything about Giuseppe Cortese.
Oh, sure, with big pleasure. So as you say, we are one of the most historical winery in Barbaresco. In fact, we are now on the third generation on the wine made in the bottle, because we started, in fact, to make Barbaresco since 1971. our specialization is for sure strictly connected with the famous single vineyard Rabaya. It's probably one of the most famous one. But today, the idea was to show to people in Poland, in fact, the younger brother of our famous single vineyard Rabaya. So it's the Classico Barbaresco. That's the idea of a Barbaresco, easy to enjoy even when it's young, and at the same time to make a wine with a kind of vertical approach. So very, very long potential of aging, at the same time very, very gastronomic since the beginning. It's a pure Nebbiolo, so you see how the color is brilliant, and we have a nice balance of freshness, tannin, and fruitiness. So it's a Barbaresco, very, very easy to make food pairing, and very, very enjoyable.
What would you eat with the Barbaresco?
With this kind of Barbaresco, let me say almost everything. So you can really start with the warm appetizer, following through some, pasta, something like this, and almost all main dishes based with meat, even long cooking style, cheese, almost everything, so really, because we have a nice body, but a wonderful freshness.
I have to admit, I also like grilled fish with Barbaresco because of the smoky aroma.
Sure.
I love it because it has this pure fruit, this nice acidity, and it goes almost, as you said, it goes almost with everything.
I think so.
Adam is asking you, how old are your Nebbiolo vines?
In this wine, it's a mix of an old vineyard, one of the most oldest in Trifolera. This is the yield just in face of the Rabaya. That is more or less 40 years old. And inside we have also the declassification of the youngest ones from the Rabaya. Is more or less 25 years old.
Okay. And Eva wants to know, what would be the best approach? Store it for a while or drink soon?
And this is the point, meaning if we are talking about the Rabaya, it's for sure something on which, including in the value, is the crazy long potential of aging. So I always suggest to wait some years. With this label, for me, it's really, really a personal interpretation. As people can understand, the wine show wonderful since now. It can become better with aging a little bit longer, but it's really an opportunity. It's not something, as in the past, people say it's necessary to age a Barbaresco. If people is able to age a little bit a Barbaresco, can enjoy something more. But the wine is perfectly since the beginning.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also, I have this wine poured a little bit fresher. I have, let's say, 14, 15 degrees in my wine glass, and it's drinking perfectly. Piotr is back.
Very well. Yeah. Great wine. I think Barbaresco, Gabriele, there's quite a lot of comments coming here, and just correct me if I'm wrong. This is 40 euro, the retail price in Italy.
Yes, more or less. Yes,
more or less. Yes, and 10,000 bottles, right?
Yeah, more or less. This is the total production. Yes.
Very well. Well,
and Gabriele, you are looking for an importer.
Yes, we worked many years ago in Poland. After we stopped, and now we would like to find again a nice partner for the distribution of our wine.
Super.
Sure.
So,
anybody here, guys? Okay, thank you very much, Gabriele. Hope to see you soon. And now let me come back to Annalisa Chiavezzi.
Gabriele, buon Natale.
Buon Natale, Gabriele.
Annalisa back. Wonderful.
Annalisa is back. Yes. So we are coming
back.
Sorry
for disappearing, but the line is not so good today.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. You'll be forgiven. Tell us quickly about Fortemasso and about the Barbera d'Alba Superiore 22.
Yes, of course. Fortemasso is a very young winery, and it's located in Monforte d'Alba, so in the heart of Barolo area production. But this Barbera d'Alba Superiore is not produced into the Barolo area production, of course, because the vineyards we have and we use for producing this Barbera d'Alba Superiore are exactly some meters out of the area of Barolo production, in the area going towards Dogliani, so This is a very important place for producing both Barbera and Dolcetto d'Alba. Our Barbera d'Alba Superiore is made spending 12 months in barrique. So it's fresh, but it's also an important wine. It's very fruity, but it's also complex. And it pairs very well with all the Piedmontese dishes we have here. I don't know what you said before. I'm sorry for not being here, but I hope you liked it.
Yes, I think so too. The people were writing very good comments about it because it has a good structure, a good acidity, but also a very nice length, and it's very harmonic and balanced. So I just said something of my opinion about the dishes, but it's all the classical Piemontese dishes. And Piotr, what do you say?
Well, I totally agree, Simon, with you. And I'm sorry it's so messy right now. But let's work on and let's move on. Personally, I love Barbera's both, not only d'Alba, also the Dusty. And the third one is?
I'm sorry?
I mean, there are more than just two Barberas not from Barba.
Alba, Asti, and Monferrato.
Exactly.
And if you want, also Nizza.
And also Nizza, yeah. So the four. Okay, guys, let's move on. Thank you very much, and let's move to Castello di Ama.
Yes.
And there is Arturo Panti. Arturo,
yes,
please join us.
The new generation is with us. Arturo, clicca sulla videocamera. We are now moving to beautiful Tuscany, to the Chianti Classico area. We are in the, let's say, southern part of the Chianti Classico, in Gaiole in Chianti, on a very rocky and a very hard soil. We are on, let's say, 500, 600 meters of height. So we have this wonderful Castello di Ama San Lorenzo, which is a single vineyard. No, it's not a single vineyard. Sorry, I am confused because they have gotten two other single vineyard. Chianti Classico de San Lorenzo is not a single vineyard one, but we can show where we are with the next slide. We are again in the heart of Tuscany. Thank you so much. In the middle of Italy. And with the next slide, we're going to show the label. This is the Gran Selezione Chianti Classico of Castello di Ama. Arturo, if you are with us, please press the video camera and the microphone to join me in the explanation. So,
I believe Arturo will be back together with Tenuta di Siesta, right? So in wine from now.
Arturo is online, but I hope he will join us. In the meantime, I will have to apologize. Please, if you note, the grape variety is not 70% Sangiovese. It is, of course, 80%, because otherwise it wouldn't come to 100% in the wine. I'm sorry for this little typo, but you will forgive us, because when you taste the wine, you will taste a wonderful Gran Selezione Chianti Classico. As you may know, in Chianti Classico area, you had the classification of the pyramid, which is the Chianti Classico Annata, which is the wine that comes out after 1 year or 2 years, which is the, let's say, the more approachable one. That you have the Riserva at the top of the pyramid is the San Lorenzo, is Chianti Classico Gran Selezione, and we have, in this case, one of the best wines of Castello di Ama here in the glass. If we taste it together, you can see it. It's a very dark color, which also comes a little bit from the Malvasia Nera, which is an autochthonous grape variety you can find in this area and also in this wine. Oh, wonderful notes, stony, smoky, a little bit of leather, but also some spices. It reminds me, however, some of rosemary, of burnt sage. Very complex and inviting. And you have this wonderful structure in the mouth. You have this complex tannins. You can feel the rock. As I told you before, you have a very rocky soil in this area, but you have also salinity. You have so much salinity in the mouth right now. When I'm tasting, I'm still salivating. You have this complexity, this tannin complexity. This is a wine that can age pretty long. Like, you can buy it now and you can leave it there for 5 years, for 10 years. The wines will show beautifully because they have structure, they have tannin, they have acidity. And of course, you need something to eat. You have Sangiovese here, you have Merlot, you have structure. So you maybe want to drink it with a good bistecca alla Fiorentina. You will have a T-bone steak, very traditional from Tuscany. You will have something smoky. You will have something from the barbecue. You will have also some pork chops. You will have a lot of fun with it. I'm still asking if Arturo is with us. Maybe if you are with us, you can click on the camera and tell us a little bit more about Castello di Ama. Castello di Ama basically is a very beautiful winery, which is also an art gallery, because there are every year there are artists coming in residence at the Castello, and they stay there and they make an artwork which stays and then stays at the Castello, and it's very, very, very beautiful. It's also inspired on Japanese architecture, because you have a tasting room which was designed also inspired by Japanese design. You have this very nice clear forms, but with also the artworks together. It's a beautiful 360 degrees experience. If you ever go to Chianti Classico in Tuscany, I think you should visit Castello di Ama. Unfortunately, Arturo is maybe one of the youngest guys in here in the chat. He's from 1997, but he's obviously not able to use a computer. So Arturo, what the fuck is going on with you? But doesn't matter. We're good friends, and I think we represented Castello di Ama. Oh, ecco qua, finalmente.
T'ho sentito parlare male, non riuscivo. But it's not my fault, I have to say. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. It's not really my fault. Is that, you know, I am actually from Florence, but nowadays, in these days, I am spending my time here in Castello di Ama, and we are in deep Chianti Classico, where telephone line and internet really arrived very late. So
but please,
I'm very sorry about that.
Did I say something wrong? Or maybe, please, if you want to add something to Castello di Ama.
Well, I would like very much to correct you, but actually, you did everything very good, very, very well. So, no, I'm just saying that, of course, first, I have to say that I am really sorry to almost have missed my opportunity. I'm just saying, who am I? I am now the third generation in the company. Lorenza and Marco, my parents, are the one who really made Castello di Ama what is today. And San Lorenzo for us is really our, you know, I started working in the company 4 years ago and caring about the hospitality, so about the people that are coming, visiting us. And I designed a tasting for the people who come visit us. That is Montebuoni, the Chianti Classico Riserva that we produce. Haiku is a strange wine, very interesting. It's an IGT, let's say a super. My father at least says that it's a super Tuscan blend without the super. It's a very Tuscan interpretation of the super Tuscan concept. And then San Lorenzo, and eventually San Lorenzo. And whenever I do this tasting, when I get to San Lorenzo, I feel my home taste. Wherever part in the world I am, it's really, it reconnects me to home. San Lorenzo, we say that it's our business card, because it really reflects, let's say, our philosophy and our heritage. I think that San Lorenzo is really a wine that really somehow is my parents' lifelong achievement, I have to say, because they always wanted to produce a wine in medium to large quantities that is produced in 60 to 70,000 bottles per year, and with a great quality, a consistent quality. So I hope that you are enjoying it. I'm not even. I didn't even bring a glass. I'm very sorry about that.
Don't worry.
Are you, Simon?
I am,
Are you
of
drinking
course.
something?
Of course.
Bravo.
Come on, I already finished.
Oh, bravissimo.
Okay, there are some comments in chat, and yeah, I just I just give the retail price in Italy, which is 69 euro. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I counted the regular battles because there are many battles given here. So I counted this is 65,748 regular 0.75 liter battles, right? As you produce
Yep.
different sizes of
Yeah.
the battle.
Yeah, magnums and double magnums. And in
Yeah.
2021, even half bottles.
And even half battles. Exactly, it was 2,400, 0.375,
Yeah.
60,000, etc., etc. Okay.
Yeah, that's
comment
my
in chat.
mom will to have all the bottles printed in the label.
Super. Cool.
Very well. And the comments in chat,
And is it possible to
Yeah, I
have,
like the one about the Sangiovese and Chianti Classico Gran Selezione.
yeah, tell us. What is the answer?
Well, since now more years than I have, so I think it's since 1995, if I'm correct, or mid-90s at least, it's possible to have 100% Sangiovese in Chianti Classico, so even much before the Gran Selezione. And of course, Gran Selezione can absolutely be 100% Sangiovese. I think that, let's say, the question, I would say almost the issue is somewhat the opposite, is that you can have a Sangiovese, 100% Sangiovese in Chianti Classico, but we as Castello di Ama, we think that you shouldn't need to have 100% Sangiovese. We believe in blending. That's why we have always believed in that, and following the Chianti Classico heritage. So I think that we think that the blending really gives the wine the complexity that we want. Of course, the grape variety percentage here is miscorrect because it's 80% Sangiovese. Otherwise, it couldn't be a Chianti Classico. But
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes.
My fault.
No. Vabbè, una cosa sbagliata dovevi fare.
And there's Yola asking you, may we ask if you encounter any climate changes impacts in production of this excellent wine?
Of course we have. I actually am graduated in enology with a thesis about climate change impact in Castello di Ama. We have reckoned maybe 10 to 15 days advantage of the harvest time, but also let's say the most important let's say issue that we have encountered through climate change is that the alcohol rise up a lot, and for us we never really wanted alcoholic powerful wines. We are at 500 meters above sea level on calcareous rocks soil, so we think that really the freshness and the purity, the cleanness of the fruit is our, let's say, benchmark. And during these last vintages, it's getting more difficult. Of course, we are way luckier than many other, let's say, zones in Chianti Classico because we are surrounded by forests. As I said, we are pretty high in elevation. But still, 13.5, 14% alcohol for us, it's really something that we were never used to. So
okay,
yes, I think that my father is the winemaker since 42 years. I think he's really challenged. This work is always about challenge every day, and it really succeed, I think, in pursuing and deliver freshness even in these hot vintages.
Super. Arturo, we have to go on, but thank you so much for this wonderful explanation and this wonderful wines.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. I'm very sorry about my...
It's perfect. It was perfect. I believe just, we believe in blending. It would be, when you put it in Latin, this is a lovely slogan and lovely logo. We believe in blending. But I wonder how it would be in Latin.
I studied the Liceo Classico, so I should know, but I forgot.
At
Like
this time.
everyone,
Yeah.
like
Thank you
everyone.
very much. Thank you very much. And now this is not far from we are still in Chianti Classico, and
Yes.
it's Capanel, and there is Valentina. No, not Valentina. Manuel.
Exactly. So this is the wonderful winery of Capanelle, as you can see there. We can go on with the slide. As you saw before, we are in the same village of Gaiole in Chianti, which is one of the best villages, in my opinion, to produce Chianti Classico. It's one of the historical villages in Chianti Classico. So we have Capanelle with us, and we can taste this wonderful Gran Selezione of the vintage 2019. So I would ask to go on with the slides. We have
Okay.
this wonderful geographical map, and then we have this iconic label in this very, let's say, flashy color, which is pretty recognizable all over the world. So, but Manuela is going to talk about the Gran Selezione. Please tell us everything we should know about Capanelle. And next slide, please.
Ciao, Simon. Hi, everyone. It's a great pleasure, first of all, to be part of these tastings. And let me say, to reach you after my great friend Arturo, it's much easier for me because he told you many good things about the terroir and our Gaiole land. So I'm very happy to be close to him to speak about Capanelle and our Chianti Classico Gran Selezione 19. This is, of course, as Arturo said before, our blood. This is the most local wine we produce in Capanelle. That is a small winery. Totally, we are making 85,000 bottles of wine in production per year with 16 hectares of vineyards, all located in Gaiole in Chianti. We are making, of course, Chianti Classico, Riserva, Gran Selezione, some IGT like Solare and 50 e 50 with our partner Avignonesi. And today you taste our Chianti Classico Gran Selezione that is for us so important because show at the best our land, our identity. Historically, we will celebrate 50 years old next year. And since the beginning, we make Sangiovese 100%. I totally agree with Arturo that in each winery there is a style that we need to defend and promote. In Capanelle, we born with Sangiovese 100%. I think, Simon, you remember our Vino da Tavola, when, of course, our consorzio didn't allow us to make Chianti Classico with 100% Sangiovese. And Capanelle started in the mid-70s with Vino da Tavola Capanelle. And then we start our Chianti Classico with the same idea of grape. So we identify a single vineyard that is here. Just 300 meters behind me, there is a single vineyard, 3 hectares. The name is Vertine. And these vineyards make the Chianti Classico Gran Selezione. It's a special wine. We ferment in stainless steel. We age in traditional Slavonia oak barrels for 18 months. And we reach the market right now with the vintage 19.
Yes.
Is our identity, is our Gaiole in Chianti style of wine.
Yes, absolutely, I agree. You have this wonderful expression of Gaiole, which is a very rich and powerful Chianti Classico. In my opinion, you can always find in a blind tasting, you can say, hey, this wine comes from Gaiole because it has a richness and a complexity in the mouth that maybe other Chianti Classicos from other areas are not having, but which it doesn't necessarily make it better or worse. It's just a different style and expression of the area, which is very important. But thank you so much, Manuela, for being with us tonight. We really, I mean, from my side, I love the Gran Selezione 19. I love Capanelle, and Piotr is going to tell us about the numbers.
And
the numbers.
Sorry, just one thing, because I totally agree also with the previous words from my colleague Kate from Carlin De Paolo, that in this moment is very important to be in connection with a young generation of wine lovers. So another point that I really suggest all our Polish friends to visit the wineries, to visit the wine area. So please, if you plan a vacation, try also to organize your vacation maybe in Gaiole in Chianti, because it's a great way to recognize and to understand a little bit more our wines.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful area.
Thank you.
Beautiful area, beautiful winery, and lovely safe. I love your wine safe in the winery.
Thank you.
It's something. It's really something worth to visit. The price is 60 euro retail price in Italy, and the total production of this specific wine is 10,000 bottles.
Yeah.
And you are looking for distributor in Poland, as all the winery except the last one are looking for distributors. So anybody, guys, feel free to contact Manuele, Arturo, and Kate, Annalisa, whoever you want to contact.
Thanks a lot for this opportunity, and really thanks a lot for the tasting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Manuel. It was a pleasure.
We stay in Tuscany, and we go on a little bit southern from Gaiole. We move on to Montepulciano, to the village of Montepulciano. You can see it here on this beautiful picture of Monte Mercurio of the winery. You see this wonderful hillside of Montepulciano, also one of the first DOCGs in Italy ever. And we are drinking a very special Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. It's the Messaggero of Monte Mercurio 2019. We can show it on the map where we are. We are still in the southern part of Tuscany. We can go to the next slide. Yes, very exact, very beautiful. Also near the lake of Trasimeno, which is in Umbria. Please, it's not in Tuscany, but you can see it's nice in the map. If you ever visit Montepulciano, there is not only beautiful wine, but there's a beautiful village, a beautiful site, and it's just beautiful as everywhere in Italy. And we have Andrea Anselmi tonight with us of the Monte Mercurio wine.
Nice to meet you.
Please tell us everything, Andrea, about the Monte Mercurio and about this Messaggero.
Yeah, so Messaggero is the most representative wine for us. As small winery, we produce everything just in organic conduction, and in total our production we just arrived to produce 45,000 bottles. And if you don't mind, I'm joining you with those tastings. And for us, Messaggero, as we said, is the most representative wine because almost all production is based on this wine. And as you've seen, is a vintage 2019, a little bit strange to be a Vino Nobile because, the laws to produce Vino Nobile are minimum 3 years of aging, but with this one, we reached more than 5. That because since the start, we thought that our Vino Nobile needed a long time to be ready. Our soil are principally made by clay, so give a lot of strength and minerality to the Sangiovese that will need a long time to be appreciated. So as you see, the labels are sort of preview because with this 2019, we came out on market next January.
So it's a kind of a premiere, exactly.
Yeah.
We have 95% Sangiovese and another local grape variety, which is Canaiolo Nero, which gives a wonderful blending in the wine and also good structure, and not only a good structure on the palate, but also very beautiful red color. If I taste the wine, it's wonderful because it's open. It tastes like mint. It tastes like blood orange. It has these very spicy notes. It's very perfumed. It has also a little bit of oak in the nose, but it's very elegant and very inviting on the palate. It has a wonderful structure. It's fresh. It has a good acidity, of course, of the Sangiovese, and it has a structure on the side. You can feel the pressure. It has 15 degrees volume of alcohol, which are very well integrated. You don't feel the alcohol, but you feel the power of the wine. So if you want with the Messaggero, you will have a powerful Christmas. Andrea, what would you do with this wonderful wine?
What? Sorry.
What would you eat, or what are you going to eat for Christmas? What is your non?
It depends. So the plans are not not decided, but of course, this kind of wine, good Fiorentina stick in this area will be perfect, or like you said before, a good T-bone, or of course also a good aged cheese. We will fit perfectly with this kind of wine, in my opinion.
Absolutely. So this is for all the barbecue lovers. This is for all the meat lovers and all the cheese lovers. I think this is a very nice structured wine, and you have a lot of fun with it. And it can also age pretty well. I mean, it comes on the market in January, and you can keep it for 5-6 years. Doesn't matter, but it's already approachable in young age.
Yeah, so since we are a sort of young winery, we just started in 2007 to produce wines as Monte Mercurio. We don't have that much history behind, but of course this bottle can go ahead for another 7 to 10 years without any sort of problem. Then we will see after.
We will see, but I'm convinced it will. So Piotr, the name of the number, the man of the numbers, tell us everything about the price and the production of Monte Mercurio.
Well, so you might be surprised, as the price is very approachable. It's 24 euro. It's not 60 anymore here. We are 24 euro, and the number is a retail price in Italy, of course, and the number of bottles is 20,000 bottles.
Yes.
Of this.
Yeah, everything correct.
Everything correct.
Sure.
Correct wine, correct numbers, correct Christmas. Perfect.
And I must say Montepulciano is my favorite village city in Tuscany, except
don't say
Siena.
it loud. Don't say it loud, Piotr, because there's a lot of campanilismo in Tuscany. Maybe somebody else could be offended from that what you're saying.
Okay, so it's
we need some advertising with our competitor on the wine side. We are a little bit behind, you know.
Everything is beautiful in Tuscany. Every village is beautiful in Italy. And
every village is beautiful, yes. But this is the only one where the twilight was.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, thank you very much, and
thank you, guys.
Yeah, hope to see more Vino Nobile di Montepulciano in Poland. I'd like to. And now this is Tenuta di Sesta, and
we are a little bit.
We don't know who.
Yes, we are with Tenuta di Sesta, with the two guys, which is a beautiful winery in the Montalcino area. We started with Montalcino with the Rosso. Now we are drinking Brunello, and we're not drinking just a Brunello, we're drinking a Brunello Riserva of the year 2018 of the beautiful winery Tenuta di Sesta. So we can show on the map where we are. We are a little bit more western than Montepulciano, geographically spoken. We are also on a hillside of the village of Montalcino, but Tenuta di Sesta is not on the mountaintop or on the hilltop, of course, but it's on the, I think, southwestern slope, if I am correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Hi. We are in the south, totally at the south, because our property is until the border of the appellation.
Yes.
So if we finish and we cross our border, we go to Maremma. So we are in the most southern area of the appellation.
Excellent. So we can go on to the next slide just to have the wine we are talking about. Guys, tell us everything we should know about this beautiful Due Lecci Riserva.
Yeah, this is our Riserva. Our Riserva is the top production, the top product of our winery. And Brunello di Montalcino Riserva is the name of the appellation, but Due Lecci Est is the name of the vineyard, because this wine is a single vineyard, Brunello. The name of the vineyard is Due Lecci because, you can see from the label inside the vineyard, we have two very big trees of Leccio. Leccio is the oak of Montalcino, and Est because every year we select one side of this vineyard. or only the east, or only the ovest, west, because the soils are completely different. It's the same vineyard, but the east side is pebbly, full of stones, but the drainage is perfect. On the west, we have a lot of nutrients, iron, and the water, and few stones. So depending the season, we harvest, we select for this wine only one side, or only the east, or only the west. Why? Because if the season is fresh, in particular the summer is fresh and rainy, more than usual, the best grapes are on the east, because the soil. Instead, if the season is hot and dry, the best Sangiovese come from the west side. So every year we select just one part to produce our Riserva. And we do this type of work for all the vineyards we have. But with our top product, we want to send a message direct from the label. So we put the part we harvest on the label. You can see the 2018 is Dueleci Est. And
which means it was a little rainy and colder.
Yeah, for us it was a fresh year, exactly. More rainy than usual and fresher than usual.
But it's very approachable already. I mean, I remember the tasting of the Annata 2018. They had wonderful perfumes, and they were very approachable from the beginning on. And I think it's also this 2018 Riserva, because the smell is amazing. It smells like mint. It smells like blood orange. It smells like strawberries, and it's very inviting. And also on the palates, it's very elegant and very drinkable.
Yeah, just answering to a message, the potential aging. Yeah, now it is very fresh, but it is also young. We can keep for a very long time, because our Brunello Riserva can stay in the cellar for 15, 20 years. But I suggest you to open after 8, 10 years, but each vintage is different. The 2018 was fresher, so maybe can live longer than a normal year. And yeah, but our Riserva can be drunk without problem also now.
Adam is asking, how old is your single vineyard?
This single vineyard is a 30 years old vineyard. It's not very old, but this is a superstar vineyard. Every year the best Sangiovese come from this vineyard, but just from one side, not from all the area. So this is why we select every year just one side. And I always say we do a 3-time selection in this vineyard, because the first is the vineyard, the single vineyard. The second is the side. The third one is the grape, because we don't harvest all the grapes we find in the selected area, but just the smallest and the perfect one. So from this vineyard we can produce 2-3 different wines. The Riserva from the selection, the Brunello from the remaining grapes of the selected part, and maybe sometimes also the Rosso from the unselected area. Yeah, we do this type of job work everywhere in our property, because each vineyard has a different soil, because our estate is 200 hectares big, but we have only 35 hectares of vineyard. That means the vineyards are small, but in very different point of the property. So one soil can be richer than another one. Yeah, each vineyard is different. And sometimes, like this example, the Riserva vineyard, we have very different soils inside the same area and the same
Okay, so Piotr is telling us now about the numbers. How much is your Brunello in the retail price and how many bottles you produce? Thank you so much for this wonderful explanation of the Tenuta di Sesta. Piotr, tell us everything.
Thank you, it was a big pleasure.
Yes, so we are now at 80 euro per bottle. This is the retail price, if I'm correct. And the total production is 4,000 bottles.
Very small. Yes.
Yeah, this is a very small production, yes.
Yes. Thank you
And
so much.
Hi, everybody. I have no voice today.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
She's Francesca. She's the agronomic manager of the Tenuta, and also she's the owner together with her brother.
so thank you for having us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for being with us, even without voice. But you had a very strong voice speaking for you, which is pretty cool to hear. So thank you so much.
It's more than family here. Bye.
Super.
Thank you, Francesca. It was a pleasure. And thank you, Andrea. Guys, thank you.
Yes.
Well, and now this is Pasqua again. So
Yes, this is Pasqua.
Maria from Pasqua, and we are moving north.
Yeah,
Right?
we are in the
Hi.
Veneto region, and we're making a big jump to northern Italy. We have Pasqua, which is House of Unconventional, as you may see of the bottle in front of you. Fear no dark. And if you are a heavy metal fan, as I used to be and I am still today, I always think of Fear of the Dark of Iron Maiden. Of course, maybe this could be the wine you are drinking with this music, but maybe also not, because the wine is excellent. And we have Maria, who is going to talk about the wine to us today. We can go on to the next slide just to see where Pasqua is located. We are in the Veneto region, which is on the eastern part of Lake Garda. If you can help yourself with this geographical map, we are in the province of Verona. We are in the area of Verona and in the Valpolicella. And Maria, tell us everything about this Cabernet Sauvignon from the Veneto. We can go on to the next slide.
Yeah, hi everybody. So thank you for the nice introduction, and I am really honored to be here representing our wineries. So Fear No Dark is a part of the project called Mai Dire Mai that we started 10 years ago with the third generation of the family. Because, you know, we are going to celebrate 100 years next year. And, you know, the trick is to try to keep younger vibes, and a younger spirit. So that's why we can sum up, let's say, these 100 years in the sentence House of the Unconventional, as we really love to surprise our customers and clients with something they never tasted or they never seen.
Yeah.
So just a few sentences to focus on the names, on the name of this wine, because it's already the suggestion to understand it. So Fear No Dark is coming to express, let's say, a message of encouragement in terms of wine production, because, you know, one of the scariest aspects sometimes for a wine grower or for a winemaker is to deal with grapes that are coming from north exposure side of the vineyard, right? So this single parcel of just 5 hectares, blend of Cabernet Sauvignon 95% and 5% of Oseleta, comes from the darkest side of Mai Dire Mai vineyard. And just to mention...
Excuse me, Maria, maybe we should tell the people what Mai Dire Mai means. Mai Dire Mai means never say never.
Exactly, never say never. Yeah, the name is a bit provocative, you know, and of course it reminds also the 007 movie, you know, in a sense. But the provocation here is never say never and never stop exploring what the winemaking can do. Because sometimes wine tradition is really very historical and linked to the roots, which is, of course is fundamental, but we cannot forget to look at the future and to have a vision for the next generation that are going to drink wines. So my dilemma is the sum up of the challenge of never say never. We can find the compromise between the real high quality and also the nice, good looking with a modern touch of a label. So this is the perfect, let's say, embrace, no, the perfect sum up of what we are doing daily in Pasqua.
So there are two
And back to
questions,
the
Maria.
wine.
So excuse me if I interrupt, but there are two
No, please.
very interesting questions. Could you tell something about the Oseleta grape? There are two people asking. They maybe never
Yeah,
heard about
of course.
Oseleta.
Oseleta is a native grape of Veneto. In specific, of course, we are here in Verona, no? The Amarone land, and Oseleta is a very rare grape. Usually gives a very high tannin and high acidity to the blend. So actually, few producers are brave enough to use it, of course, with the Amarone blend, or there are just few examples to taste it pure, just to give you the idea of how strong this Oseleta can be. And Oseleta, the name comes from the dialect word osel, bird, it means bird, because it was one of the favorite grape eaten by the birds. And it's very small and very concentrated. So here we have just the 5% in the blend, but believe me, that gives all the power that you can have next to a Cabernet. And you can feel this is vintage 2020. Needs a bit time to open up, of course. And the main notes, my main characteristic here on this blend are the minty aspects, the balsamic notes, some also blackberries, blueberries, and black fruits in general.
So I don't have to do the tasting anymore. Thank you, Maria.
Please, right. No spoilers.
I can totally confirm that what Maria is saying, because I was selling the wine and said, hey, this is all black currant, this is small berries, but there's also this minty and complexity and smoky note I have in the glass, which is pretty interesting, and it's really inviting me. Also, I have this complexity on the palate, this stony notes, this tannins, which is given, of course, by the Oseleta, and I have the power of the Cabernet. But what I like especially about this one is not only the power of the wine, but its freshness. So it's a wine that invites me to drink another glass. So if I want to have a very let's say you're the house of the unconventional, but it's not a typical wine from this area. And if I want to drink something different, I think this is the perfect alternative to have a good Cabernet Sauvignon, also for a blind tasting, maybe to fool my friends around, but not only. And I think it's a very wonderful wine, and compliments on this. Piotr, how many bottles and how much is this special Fear No Dark?
Wow, this is 59 euro retail price, and the number of bottles is 13,500. Yeah, and I must say, first when I saw this label, I was persuaded this is Fear No Dark. But it's Fear No Dark, actually, yes. And having in mind, Hey French, the previous wine, Hey French.
Right.
Say, why not Fear No Dark? And this might well in the market here in Poland, as we have a very famous duck here. Yeah.
Okay. Honest, I think this wine goes very well with duck. Why not?
Of course. Even because it recalls a little bit the hematic side, no? So for sure. Last thing, if I can add, is the maturation in barrel, because it's very interesting. The 16 months between Tonneau and, of course, Barrique, and both are French New Oak. That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria. And another question in chat. There's something I see. No.
There was a question: why malolactic fermentation?
The malolactic fermentation is needed also to add a bit of silkiness, no? So for sure, otherwise it becomes too astringent. And we are here looking for elegance, of course, keeping the freshness, but most importantly, must be elegant. So of course, malolactic help us in this direction.
Super. Okay. Eva is saying fantastic wine. Compliments Maria.
Thank you.
Rafael is thanking you for your explanation. So Piotr, next wine. We are going not far away from where I am right now. We are in my home region in Südtirol, and we have Lucas Martini with us. I think I saw him before on the name list. We have this wonderful
should be there.
Wonderful
Lucas.
view of Girlan, of Cornaiano, if you want to say it in Italian. And we have one of the autochthonous grape varieties of Südtirol, which is Lagrein, and not as my Italian friends are saying Lagrein, it's pronounced Lagrein. Ecco. And I asked Lukas if you are with us. Lukas, wenn du kurz online kommst, auf die Kamera klicken und aufs Mikrofon. We can show on the map where we are right now. Please, next slide. We are in the northernmost region of Italy. We are in the heart of Südtirol, of Alto Adige, next to Bolzano, not so far away. So if you ever travel to this area, as you can see, it's a very mountainous region. We have vineyards from 250 meters until over 1,000 meters. So over 27 grape varieties on 5,800 hectares. I know this pretty well because I'm talking, of course, of my home region. And as I said before, we are tasting this next wine, which is a Lagrein from Lucas Martini. It's called Pure Origin. I mean, it's a very international name for a very autochthonous and a very local grape variety. Yes, Piotr?
Sorry, just Lucas, if you have any problems, log out and come back because we see you and you're not here, right?
Just click on the camera and on the microphone.
But if it doesn't work, just log out and come back.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So go on, carry on, please.
Well, as I said, we are tasting a very traditional grape variety, which is purple in the color, and it's very fruity on the nose. We have this wonderful violet notes. We have these notes of plum. We have these notes also of ripe cherries. We have these notes also a little bit of pepper, but not too much. Very nice. And if you're going to make a sip, it's fresh on the palate, but it has a good complexity. It has good tannin, but it has also some saltiness on the mid palate. And this is a wine which is vinified in stainless steel and it's aged in wooden barrels. But it pairs basically with, I don't want to say anything, but it's a very approachable wine, even if it has a good complexity. And Lagrein is something that now we are in the winter season. And if you are passionate skiers and you come to our region to ski, you will probably drink a lot of Lagrein because you can find it almost everywhere in restaurants or in hotels. And because it's a wine that fits perfectly with our local cuisine, you can have it with goulash, you can have it, of course, with steak, but you can also have it with cheese fondue. You can have it also just for easy drinking, or if you want to just have a glass of red wine at the end of the evening in front of the fireplace, or even if you want at 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's a very versatile wine to enjoy. As I said, it's a very local grape variety. If you know Syrah, there might be some DNA relationships between Lagrein and Syrah, which is a little bit too complicated to explain everything. But if you ever drank a Syrah, you can associate it a little bit to Lagrein with all these spicy notes. Hello, Lucas. And now you can click on the microphone. Jetzt drückst du aufs Mikrofon ein. Noch hören wir dich an. Super. So, Lucas, now welcome and tell us everything we should know about Martini und Sohn.
Yeah, we are a family business from 1979. We are the third generation now, my sister Maren and I. So we produce 70% of white wine, 30% of red wine. And for the red wine, our typical autochthon grape is the Lagrein. We have Tula wine, we have the Pure Origin and the Reserva. But I say the typical Lagrein is the Pure Origin with big oak, no barrique. He's coming from the area of Bolzano. It's the typical area of Lagrein because they need a lot of warm temperatures. I mean that Bolzano in the summer have the same temperature that Florence in the Tuscany, means 30 degrees, 35 degrees, and the Lagrein love high temperature. Is a dark red wine is not the same like Cabernet, not the same like Merlot. Is that the tannins a little bit stronger than other grapes? Is a little bit hard to explain because it's not an international grape. It's an autochthon grape, and yeah, for us it's very important. No.
Yes, I think it's a very typical wine from our region, and you do it in a very perfect way. It's very fruity. It's accessible. It's approachable, and it's a very nice expression of a good Lagrein. You can have it with a lot of food. You can have it on the slopes. You can have it in the city. You can have it in the summertime and wintertime, and it's a very beautiful wine. And also 2023, if I'm right, it's a good vintage in Südtirol. It's a very good vintage, 2023. And do you have an importer in Poland?
Yeah, we have now one importer it's called Winches Klad Win in Krakow, but we are search other ones, so we are open.
Okay. Piotr, maybe you are from Krakow, you know the vintage Gladwin?
Yeah, I believe it sounds
it's a little
familiar. However, I'm not quite sure now how it is in Polish. Yeah.
Maybe Lucas, you can write it in the chat, so maybe we can understand. And there is somebody asking you, Lucas, do you have other markets? Which other markets are important for Lagrein outside of Südtirol?
Yeah, outside from Südtirol, we sell a lot in the south of Italy.
Okay.
It's not Switzerland your main market?
Yeah, but so from Rome down to Salerno, Bari, because they eat a lot of meat there, and typical papaceria, and they use our Lagrein. No, maybe because they has not a lot of alcohol, maybe not 14.5 or 15, not 5-6 sugar. So it's a more elegant wine and easier to drink, maybe, that the Nero d'Avola or the very thick and high alcohol red from the south. So
interesting. And the Schweizer, the Swiss people are
Schweizer, yeah.
But also in
Switzerland, of course, Austria, the south part of the Germany, Monaco, the Bavaria, like this style are the important countries to sell wine. Yeah.
Super.
Okay. This is very interesting because I've never imagined to find Lagrein in Naples, for example, or somewhere in the south.
Yeah, we go to Salerno, we go to Bari.
Very well.
Yeah.
So that's this is very interesting. The price of this wine, and now, guys, that's interesting also. This is 11.20 euro. 11.20.
It's fair, super fair.
I think it's a good
you hear the silence now. 11.20.
Yeah, and we search in the wine the elegance and the fruitness and not the power. and extracts. So we search in all wines to have a very good to drink, but you must drink the wine, not only to taste the wine. So we are searching the elegance and the fruitiness from the wine. So
And this is only 15,000 bottles per
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Okay, someone is typing. Let me check. Well balanced, good complexity.
Super, Lucas. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Lagrein is a hidden treasure of Südtirol. Yes, Piotr, you're completely right.
Okay, and now this is Valentina,
Yes.
and we are going to Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. So we are going south.
Yes. Also, if you have this wonderful picture, it could be also Südtirol, but it's another wonderful and very beautiful region of the central Italian boot, which is Abruzzo, a region where I lost a little bit of my heart because it's so authentic, it's so rough, it's so wild, but it's also so wonderful, and the people are friendly and lovely, like Valentina. And we have
these mountains there, over there.
Yeah.
Valentina, what are these mountains?
Yeah, we have actually two peaks, the Maiella chain and the Gran Sass chain, which is the highest peak of Apennines. So thank you for having me. We are a family winery. It's me, my brother Luigi. It's a family winery that has been passed through generations. We are located in Abruzzo, in the south part of the region, in Chieti province, in between the majestic Maiella Mountains and the beautiful blue of the Adriatic Sea. 28 hectares of vineyards, 14 distinct plots across 6 municipalities. We are really focused on, preserving and celebrating indigenous grape varieties, Trebbiano, Passerina, Pecorino, and Montepulciano, which is one of the most important indigenous grape here. Our commitment to sustainability is reflected in our organic farming practices, and 2021 marks the release of our first certified vintage. And the wines you are tasting right now is from 2020 vintage, which was already from organic grape. We were in the very last step of the process of the conversion from sustainable to organic farming. So this Riserva Santa Cecilia is made up from 100% Montepulciano grapes, fermented in concrete vats, which are the most important inheritance that we had from my grandfather Luigi, and then it's aging for 18 months in oak. It's produced in very limited quantities of just 3,000 bottles during just the best vintages, or we skip the production.
Could you, Valentina, can you tell us why you have a piano piece on the label? That's very interesting, I think.
Because this label pays a tribute to the other great passion of my family, which is the music. And specifically, this is the keyboard, the keys of the piano, because before being winemakers, my brother and I were classical pianists, and before that, it was the keys of the small, accordions. My grandfather Luigi and my great-grandfather Ennio used to play, when we were kids, in any family occasions, like family parties or any time.
Or Christmas.
So, and by a sheer coincidence, some beautiful coincidence, Santa Cecilia, which is the name of the vineyard, is the name of the special vineyards location of this special vineyards, and it's also the name of the patron saint of musicians.
Okay,
so
cool.
These two great passions, making wine and playing music, come together beautifully in this wine. So in my family, we basically follow this path. We make the wine, we drink, we dance, we sing, and we play music. So this is the sum up of my family. And the beauty of this wine is the specific soil. This vineyard is very dear to my family. It lies on a piece of land perched right in front of the Adriatic Sea, and the soil is over 60% sand, completely different from the types we were used to working with. So it's loose, it's poor, it's the ancient sandstone. And back then, back to 80s, when my parents bought the land, they were in their 20s. They basically follow a tip from my great-grandmother, Concetta. She was a highly intelligent, visionary farmer. She knew that the best tomatoes, the best strawberries came from that area in Francamilla al Mare, really in front of the sea. And if you think about strawberries, tomatoes, they are what? They're mostly water, and we just enter something else, we say minerals. And she had already envisioned how incredibly savory a wine like this grow in that soil could be. And she was absolutely right. So it's a special kind of soil. Basically, we don't do anything except of just celebrating that kind of soil, which is the sand. Totally different from, the most famous Collina Teatina, most, inland part of the region.
Wow. I mean, I didn't know about this story, Valentina, so thank you so much for sharing it with us tonight.
Yeah, and that might be
of course.
And you know what? That I must confess that my unconditional love for Chopin, which is the Polish composer, it's my favorite one. It's the most I used to play.
This gives a lot of plus points right now.
That's very kind, Valentina. That's very kind. However, Simon loves only Iron Maiden.
Not only.
But Chopin is kind of obsessor of them.
But imagine, what do they play at the family for Christmas?
I mean, I love any kind of music, but Chopin is a big part of my heart.
Thank you. That's
amazing wine, by the way. Amazing wine.
Amazing wine.
In the nose. I love a little. It's not a lot of smokiness. It's a little touch of smokiness. A little bit of this dark fruit, and I love the complexity. Also, a little bit of the chocolate. And I love it in the mouth. Eva is trying well balanced and so elegant, and Raphael is writing excellent structure and body. I mean, this is a really nice holiday wine. And as you said, as for the family, you pictured right now this all everybody getting together in your family. And I can imagine you drinking this wine and having a lot of fun on the piano.
Yeah.
The price of this wine is €25, and the number of bottles you already gave, the retail price, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Valentina. This was, and you are looking for a distributor in Poland. Yeah?
Yes.
Very well. So, guys,
feel free.
Okay. So we are finishing now the last wine. Thank you very much. Yes. Bye.
We're flying back from Abruzzo. We're flying back to Veneto, to Masotina, and we have a wonderful Merlot. And there has been somebody online from Masotina, and I still see somebody online from Masotina.
Evelyn.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
you. Hello.
See me? Wow. Hi.
We can see you.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello. As we can see on this beautiful picture, these are the wonderful vineyards of Masotina with this wonderful sunset. Please go on to the next slide so we can show the people where we are. We are in the eastern part of the Veneto, quite next to Venice, actually, quite next to the lagoon. And if you go on again with the next slide, we have this wonderful I Palazzi Merlot of 2017. It's 100% Merlot, but Evelyn is going to talk about Mazzotina and this wonderful wine. Please go ahead.
So first of all, thank you very much. I was dreaming of a red Christmas and you made my dream come true. So thank you very much and good evening to everyone. So the winery is Mazzotina. Maybe you, some of you knows us for our sparkling wines. Mazzotina is located in Conegliano, so in the area of Conegliano Valdobbiadene, DOCG Prosecco. But actually the history of the family dates back to 1946. When the great-grandfather bought the first estate in the province of Treviso, and the name of the estate was Ai Palazzi. Then, by renewing the home, they found another something written in the wall, and then that was Mazzotina. So from that, the company decided to name the premium sparkling brand after Mazzotina, while Ai Palazzi is the brand dedicated to the production of still wines. Actually, the Famiglia Dal Bianco started by producing still wines, and nowadays it is still one of the great passions of Adriano Dal Bianco, who is the second generation and the winemaker of the company. So what we are drinking today, we have this Merlot. It is the vintage is 2017, as the majority of our wines are leaned to be very. The main focus, one of the main focuses is being very is the longevity. So it is something that we purchase both in sparkling and still wines, of course. So what we do with this wine is, of course, the harvest in the IGT Trevenezia area. Actually, in this case, we are in the province of Treviso, quite close to Conegliano. And then we have 24 months in Slavonian oak and then 12 months in bottle before being sold. Now we have the 2017 vintage, and we also have the 2018 vintage available. But what is quite interesting about this wine is the fact that it is 4 and 3, more or less. Yes, the vintage is 2017, so it is 7 years old, and it is still quite lively and young wine. I don't know if you agree, Simon.
Yes, of course, absolutely. And I'm still asking myself, why are you on the market right now with 2017? I mean, it's 7 years old right now.
It takes quite a lot of time for our wines to express what they want to say. So we need a little bit more of time in every of our production. We also have another red wine that we produce in Conegliano, which is Colli di Conegliano, Montesco. In that case, we have been keeping all the vintages since 1998. So we have all the vintages. Sometimes we also, of course, make some tastings with all the vintages. It is very interesting because all of these wines, they take quite a lot of time to be ready.
Yeah, it's crazy because if I would drink this wine on a blind tasting, I would never say it's 7 years old. I mean, it's excellent to drink right now. I love the nose. It has this very precise truffle notes. It reminds me of blackcurrant, of dark fruit. It really invites me, and it has also some kind of some gamey notes, like it reminds me a little bit of blood, which gives a little bit complexity to the nose, and also the palate is wonderfully drinkable.
Yes, in fact, a lot of our restaurants and bars, they use this wine also by the glass, because it is very drinkable. So, of course, you can pair it with the cure mate, for example, or something that is very typical now in the Veneto region, which is risotto with radicchio.
Yeah, I mean, and we're talking about a very structured wine with only 13 degrees alcohol. So, wow, it's
exactly
nice complexity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is part of the philosophy of the company to make these wines that are very precise, both on the nose and while you're drinking them. So we are very happy that we matched the aim.
Super. Piotr, what do you say?
Well, I would say I agree with you. When I tasted this wine, I was pretty sure it's it's a wrong label, because the wine was such vivid and young. Well, guys, this wine, the price retail price in Italy is 18 euro.
Yes, exactly.
And the total production is 3,000 bottles.
Yes, it depends then on the vintage.
But unfortunately, Valentina is already engaged. She has an importer in Poland, so
Not
here.
Valentina, Evelyn.
Evelyn, yes, no problem.
Evelyn, sorry.
No problem.
Too old. Yeah.
Everything was perfect. You couldn't be perfect about everything, so no problem at all. The figures were incredible, perfect.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for that, Evelyn. Well, and that's it, guys.
And Yola is asking, how long could we store the wine?
This is a very nice question, and I usually don't recommend to buy a bottle and to forget it, because I think there is always an opportunity to drink a bottle of wine. But in this case, we have been tasting also 2015 vintage and 2013 vintage, and they were still very good. So maybe you can buy some bottles and maybe 6. 3 of them, they are sure to be drunk this Christmas, and the other 3 you can forget in the winery.
Super. But that's a good explanation. I think that could work. What do you think, Piotr? Huh?
I do. I agree. Okay, the distributor name is Wine Online in Poland, of course. Yeah,
yes, exactly. Maybe he's about to be connected. I don't know. His name is Patrick, and yes, he's present in Varsavia.
Varsavia, yes.
Varsavia.
Have some guys from Varsavia here, but no Patrick.
No, okay.
We can see Patrick. Okay.
Thank you so much.
That was a lovely end.
Also, for somebody has to be the last, but I think this was a very nice finish. So pretty cool.
New comments coming in the chat.
That Kate also says, forgot to tell you that we are also looking for an importer in Poland. So I think every winery here is also Lucas Martini looks for other wineries, for other importers. And yeah, so if you like the wines tonight, feel free to contact Piotr, feel free to contact the wineries. We're happy to help. Well, Piotr, I just have to say thanks to you, to the Polish SlowGuide, and thank you for organizing this wonderful masterclass. And I hope you have had a lot of fun. And I just can say, I wish you a red Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you, Simon. You made the show, and it was great. And well, Merry Christmas to all of you, and hope to meet you, Simon, in January, February, somewhere.
Absolutely.
Very soon.
You will see us in January online, so digitally, for the next masterclass. We're going to decide which one we're going to do, Piotr, together. And we're going to see you in February in Warsaw, I think.
Yeah, in February or in beginning of March, because we still don't know due to the Czech issue. Yeah, but this is or February 27th or March 4th in Warsaw.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
The name is Crossways, so another event with Simon Staffler and some guys from Italy and some guys from Austria, hopefully, yes, coming, and this European wine fair. Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, Merry Christmas to you, and bye. Be good. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.